I'm Allison Potts. I'm the mental health leader for the Durham District School Board, and I'm excited to be here to talk about the future of community mental health from the perspective of what we're doing in education. Because really, when we're talking about the future, we need to be thinking about what we're doing with children and youth and their perspective on mental health, the dialogues happening in schools about mental health, how we understand it and how we can support young people in taking care of their mental health and prioritizing it really does set the stage for the next 10 to 15 years afterwards. Truly, the children and youth in our schools now will be the decision makers, the community partners, and the parents who are helping guide the decisions for the next phase of the future. So our work in schools is essential to thinking about the future of community mental health. And we've been fortunate to have guidance from the Ministry of Education and support through a provincial implementation team called School Mental Health Assist. So I'm going to give you a brief overview of that work provincially and also a local context, and hopefully that will draw you to the readings and additional resources so that you can continue your learning. So School Mental Health Assist is the provincial implementation team in Ontario under the Ministry of Education that supports mental health leaders in school boards. Every school board has one mental health leader. And this all came about as part of the provincial focus, Open Minds, Healthy Minds, which is a 10-year strategy to improve the mental health of Ontarians. There are three areas of focus in school boards for improving mental health. And those are setting the organizational conditions for effective school mental health capacity building for educators, and also implementation of evidence-based mental health promotion and prevention programming. This also embodies the future focus for mental health, because when we're talking about organizational conditions, it's a recognition that we're not going to be where we'd like to be in 10 years right away, but that we need to provide those foundations for school mental health. We need to be aware of each step along the way so we can be intentional and explicit. Drawing on research and working with key advisors in the United States and Canada, School Mental Health Assist has identified 10 key school conditions for supporting mental health. So this information can be further explored through the School Mental Health website, which we're going to link at the end of this MOOC online course. But we do want to appreciate that this isn't just a step-by-step process, that what we'll find is we're circling back for some of this work. So each of these are key to not only implementing school mental health, but also sustaining it. So in Ontario, we have a vision for an integrated system of care that for us locally in Durham region really has been a continuation of the collaborative work that we've already been starting for the last decade or so. Prior to this emergence within education, we already had school boards involved in community planning processes. So previously we had something called the Strategic Planning Alliance, which has evolved into the Durham Children and Youth Planning Network. And school boards are an essential part of that collaboration, and it's an exciting way to work because it isn't just updating what we're doing in our different sectors, rather it's us collaboratively working in a more interministerial approach. And I think those are two really key themes when we're thinking about the future of community mental health. We have to be collaborative, and we have to think beyond the boundaries of our ministry, of our funding envelope, and of the walls of our own buildings. So locally in Durham region, some exciting projects that reflect that approach really are some mental health promotion activities that have been long-standing. One of those is the Durham Talking About Mental Illness Coalition, which built on a program from the Center for Addiction and Mental Health and uses contact-based education to reduce stigma of mental illness and grow an understanding within our schools for young people about changing the conversation about mental health and mental illness. We have Stomping Out Stigma summits yearly and have student leaders involved, so their voice really is a big part of creating that change. We also are working towards improving our pathways for care. So again, that future forecast is growing collaborative partnerships increasing our targeted prevention with guidance from School Mental Health Assist regarding evidence-based prevention and promotion initiatives within schools, and that really key partnership with our community supports. And so through the Durham Children and Youth Planning Network, one of our examples of that is the Youth Suicide Prevention Action Group. And we've been fortunate through our collaborative approach to access funding through the Ministry of Children and Youth Services to have targeted interventions regarding prevention of youth suicide that include training, reaching out to youth and community partners to learn where some of the gaps are in our community and continue to work together to create life-promoting and supportive dialogue regarding suicide prevention. There's many more of those resources and partnerships available as well, and some of those links will provide more of that information. Internally in our school boards, School Mental Health Assist has provided guidance for an aligned and integrated model for school mental health and well-being. And what's exciting is how well this fits with the enhanced vision from the Ministry of Education to promote well-being. What you'll see in this slide is a model for the aligned integrated model for school mental health and well-being with the addition of the 4 domains of the well-being strategy. So what we've started to do is really address how we can integrate our approaches for safe and accepting schools, equity and inclusive education, the promotion of positive mental health and healthy schools in our overall foundational approach to mental health. So this has involved us taking a tiered approach to mental health in our schools, where we recognize the strategies that are good for all, the things we need to be doing every day, and then recognize what we need in terms of interventions and targeted supports for some of our students, and also how to best support interventions for the students who may need more intensive support and may require that collaborative involvement with community partners. So when you're looking at that bottom tier, that really is that foundational work that we've been involved in primarily within schools, and is an important focus for us to welcome, include, understand, promote, and partner. And so in the coming years, the future approach to mental health will be the growing awareness of this model, building an understanding and a higher level of literacy for all of us in what the strategies are that can help us enable these as part of our everyday in schools and as essential to achievement and well-being in our schools. Thank you.